It's Dr. Bruce Parker, the founder of the Parker Process, Total Practice Blueprint, and the author of The Social Outcast. Have you downloaded that book yet? Have you read that book? Find me on Facebook or just hit my email on my website and get connect with me and let me know how that book is, what you think about it. I'm excited to hear. I had one person call me up, or didn't call me, they emailed me and said they really were enthusiastic, and this person was looking for some new information, and they were happy about it. But in the book it says, disclaimer, this is a fictional book, it's a novel, and she then all of a sudden wasn't as happy about the book. She felt that all the stuff I was talking about now was just kind of made up, and she wanted it to be true. And the truth is, it's true. But I had people's names in there, and I have to say it's a novel, because what if somebody, I used their real name, and then they ended up not liking what I said about them or something, and they get mad at me. I just caused problems. So it was easier just to say this is a novel, and all the fake names in there allows it to be a novel, so I could, I'm really lying, so to speak, on the names. But the truth was, these were real incidences, and it was a truth. So it is a factual book with fake names, and that's all. So she now feels good because she now knows that it's the truth, and what I did and how it came around. It gave her actually, I think, some motivation, some encouragement that life is not always a struggle. So in life, I always say, begin with the end in mind. In your practice right now, how are you developing it out? Have you taken action over the last few weeks with thinking about just some of your basic philosophies and all those things? Have you written down what you think is the goal that you want to have, the vision you have for your practice, the way you want to live, the way you want to practice, the fee skills you feel comfortable with? Is that all written down, and can you see it to fruition? If you see yourself, whatever your goals might be, seeing 300 a week or 500 a week or 100 a week, having a certain level of income, a certain lifestyle, have you seen it? If you can't see yourself living the lifestyle that you want to live, it's going to be very tough for you to build that bridge to it. If you can't ever, people tell me I want to see 300 a week. By the way, that's the number one most sought after goal in the chiropractors that I've talked to. I'm just bringing this up because that'll be interesting for you, but they say, I want 300 a week. For some reason, that's a number. And what it comes down to is 100 a day, 3 days a week. So 300 a week, you know what? That takes work. You don't just do that overnight. It's not by a lot of advertising. Because here's the deal. You can get new patients. Can you keep them? If you can't get 300 new patients a week. So if you needed 300 new patients a week and they all stayed for a day, you could have 300 a week. But if you're getting 20 or 30 new patients a month, how does that become 300 a week? Well, it only comes when they stay, when they get under corrective care, and they go for long-term goals, not 12 visits, not even 24 visits, but basically a solid year of care. And the new patients with retention, they start developing a large practice. So that comes from connecting chiropractic to your community. I can't get around it any longer, but you got to get out and talk. The number one best, and in my term, only way to build a practice is from getting out and doing community talks. Now, I've learned that doing a community talk on chiropractic, promoting it as a chiropractic talk, does not bring people. So before you come out to look for me, to lynch me from saying that, I believe in reality. The Art of War, Sun Tzu says, become your enemy. Don't know your enemy, become your enemy. And I'm telling you what, our enemy is the allopathic model. Our enemy basically is the belief that health comes from an outside-in source. Our enemy is public perception of chiropractic. And some chiropractors have done great jobs and making the community feel good about it. Some chiropractors have done great jobs in making the community feel bad about it. Just like any business or anything, any philosophy, any science, any service out there, there's going to be people that make it better and people that make it worse. Oh well, that's reality. And I accept reality for being real. So when I go out to the community, I talk about how to have increased health and vitality. I introduce a chiropractic lifestyle, which is understanding good posture, good health, good exercising, good and a strong diet, and a strong central nervous system. So that being the case, that's how you make a change. When I introduce just basically adjustments, they don't relate. When you tie everything to it and bring the whole thing together, they do. And they'll start seeing it as how it goes side by side and in concert. And you will absolutely blow the minds of your community when you tell them the truth of chiropractic. And they'll be shocked that they thought bad things about it before. So chiropractic to community is the way to go. And that's how to grow things. Understand that chiropractic is a philosophy, it's a science, and it's an art. The purpose of a practice is to make your service known and then deliver that known service. And that's our disconnect. Most of the public does not know what our service really is. They just heard about it. Imagine that the public had only seen surgeons cut on people. They go around and say, well, medicine is just people getting cut. But they don't think that way because they don't really talk a lot about their service. They only talk about their benefits of service. And the public really doesn't know, but we have social proof or social agreement that medicine is the way to go. They got the TVs going for them. They got the politics. They got the president telling people, go see your doctor. Because it's a strong cartel. The only cartel we have is us. Getting out in our community and let them know what our services is so we can then deliver to them. Chiropractic practice is also a business. And we have to understand that. Too many of us want to do a touchy-feely thing and just we want to feel good about it and have people come in and you don't have to pay if you don't have to, but you won't stay in business until you recognize that. A business specifically has a product. My product is the detection and correction of verbal subluxation. Now, the reason why people want that is through my marketing and my talking. I talk about what interference is. I talk about the challenge out there, and then I show my office as a solution. And in doing that, I run it as a business, so they understand that. So with that understanding in mind, look how you're approaching your community right now and ask yourself, are you making the public think chiropractic in the terms you want them to? Or is your community talk in terms that you don't like? If you don't like it, speak up. I'll talk to you next time.